Hi, thanks for joining me. Part 3 in this little series on karma, understanding karma, and in this session we're looking at the idea of how to resolve karma. Now, before this Understanding Karma series, I did a 10-part series on understanding emptiness. And even before that, there's a 2-part series on non-duality. So if you haven't seen those, or if you are not familiar with teachings on emptiness, then these sessions won't really make sense to you. Really, this series on karma is about integrating those ideas and taking the next steps. Also, we'll be looking at a practice that I've previously taught called the 8 verses of thought transformation. We'll be applying emptiness to those teachings, and if you don't really know what that means, then this won't really work for you. Okay, so first of all, sit up straight, close your eyes, have a big breath in, and a deep sigh. Relax into this moment. Get a sense now of taking the time to slow everything down to a moment of stillness and quiet. Relaxing into this moment. Feeling the gentle, resting breath. Feeling what it means to be quiet, relaxed, and peaceful. Sitting with that peacefulness. With a relaxed mind. And then, through the mouth, have a big breath in and a deep sigh. Open your eyes. Okay, that's a good start. We need to start by being relaxed. Let's deepen that even more now. We're going to do 3 rounds of a little breath technique. A triangle pattern, 3 sides of the breath. The 3 sides are breathe in, breathe out, hold empty. We'll do it together. What we're going to do is breathe in through the nose gently to full, breathe out through the nose gently to empty, and then block the nose as we hold empty for 8 seconds. If you need to come out early, of course, do. At the end of it, you just breathe in and relax. Let's try it. Breathe in. Breathe out. All the way to empty, and then hold. And release, breathe in, relax. Have a sigh. Then open your eyes. Let's do another round. This time, we'll try and hold empty for 12 seconds, if you can. Breathe in gently and slowly and quietly. Breathe out slowly to empty. And then holding. Release and relax. Feel the impact of that practice. Okay, let's do one more round. This time, if you can, we'll hold empty for 16 seconds. Just release whenever it suits you. Don't push the breathe. Okay, gently breathe in. Gently breathe out. All the way down to empty. And then hold. And relax. Have a sigh. And then open your eyes. Good. Hopefully you're feeling nice and relaxed. Perhaps with a more open mind. We'll see. So, we've been looking at understanding karma, understanding the nature of energy, moving, flowing. And then when we add the notion of me, the story of me in a world, the things happening to me, we can then look at the idea of watching for patterns, repetitive symbols in our lives. And so now we look at resolving karma relative to that story of me. And we clarified that all we need to do is dissolve the me. In this session, we'll look at practical tools to achieve that. tools that you can apply in your life as you engage with other people in the story of me. Now, to resolve karma, we have to be able to transform the mind. We've discussed how the mind constructs a perceived reality. The mind holds on tightly to everything it sees and labels. It believes in the true existence of what it is seeing and labeling. This, of course, is a mistake. And from there, it gets stuck. And it will keep getting stuck. To resolve karma, however, we need to see that everything is empty of inherent existence, and that we are empty of inherent existence. This is crucial. We need to see that things are not as fixed or concrete as we are perceiving, and this gives us the potential to create freedom. And recognizing that the I, the me, also lack this concrete identity, we create the possibility for freedom within ourselves. Then, once we understand this, we usually need to develop that understanding. We need to practice or train it, because we usually have such strong egoic habits for believing in what is false and for getting stuck in those false beliefs. And so we have mind training, systematic devices to unlock their egocentric habit. Today we will look at the 8 verses of thought transformation, something that we previously studied, but now we will add to it an understanding of emptiness, which will swiftly allow us to resolve karma. We need to let energy move freely. And given that the mind constructs itself as separate from others in dualistic fashion, it is the obstacle to flow. When we look at these verses, we'll see how the flow of things that are happening in our lives can take on different meanings and can open up. Okay, so with the 8 verses of thought transformation, I've added an aspect of emptiness to each verse, and this will show you the possibility to open up each of these subject areas, because once we can let go of this precious me as something true and real, something concrete, something inherently existent, it suddenly becomes so much easier. We'll look at the first 4 in this session. Number 1, determined to obtain the greatest possible benefit from all merely imputed sentient beings, who are more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel, I shall hold them most dear at all times. Close your eyes, get a feeling for that. Okay, so by adding the notion of merely imputed to the sentient beings, it allows us to let go of that concrete idea of different people and the ways that we think they are. So, in order to gain the greatest possible benefit from all merely imputed sentient beings, who are more precious than a wish-fulfilling jewel, I shall hold them most dear at all times. Now, the egoic mind doesn't want to do that, of course, but if it can let go of this fixed idea about how people are, it will be easier. Let's look at verse number 2. When in the company of others, I, the I that is empty of inherent existence, shall always consider myself the lowest of all, and from the depths of my heart hold others dear and supreme. Close your eyes, get a feeling for that. Have a sigh. Okay, so we are dissolving the me, the I. So I, the I that is empty of inherent existence. We have to understand what that means, and then it transforms even this transformative verse. When in the company of others, I, the I that is empty of inherent existence, shall always consider myself the lowest of all, and from the depths of my heart hold others dear and supreme. Now, because we're normally so precious about ourselves, if we can dissolve that, if we can let go of that and liberate that, free ourselves and free others from being a certain self that we have labeled, it's easy for us to place ourselves the lowest of all, from the depths of our heart to hold others dear and supreme. That's because we're creating connection. Remember, given that the mind constructs itself as separate from others, it itself is the obstacle to flow. By connecting with others, holding all others dear and supreme is the opposite of that separation. Okay, number 3. Vigilant. The moment a delusion appears in my mind. Well, previously we looked at other types of delusions, like I've got opinions about others, that person's a bad person, this person's not very nice, what they did is wrong. They're all assumptions and opinions. But the real ignorance is to believe in the true existence of what we are seeing and labeling, not recognizing that all things exist dependent upon thought, that nothing has the concrete existence we've been giving it. So, remaining vigilant, the moment a delusion appears in my mind, true existence, endangering myself and others, because it does, it creates separation. I, the I that is also empty of inherent existence, shall confront and avert it without delay. Close your eyes, get a feeling for that. Okay, just run through that one more time. Vigilant, the moment a delusion appears in my mind, true existence, endangering myself and others, I, the I that is empty of inherent existence, shall confront and avert it without delay. Okay, number 4, the last one for today. Whenever I see beings who are labeled wicked in nature and overwhelmed by violent negativity and suffering, I, the labeled I, shall hold such rare ones dear, as if I have found a precious treasure. Whenever I see beings who are labeled wicked in nature and overwhelmed by violent negativity and suffering, I, the labeled I, shall hold such rare ones dear, as if I have found a precious treasure. Close your eyes. Have a sigh. So, two main things here. One, we are overcoming aversion. Aversion to all the things that we see and label that we don't like, that we think are bad and wrong. We know that that's an egocentric, dualistic habit, and we want to unlock that because we are looking to resolve karma. So we are getting interested in all the things we don't like and checking our own mind. But beyond even that, we are recognizing that those who are apparently wicked and negative, we must first address the fact that they are merely labeled so. They are not inherently existent as wicked or negative. They are merely labeled by our mind. We must take responsibility for the stories we are making up. Okay. Close your eyes. Get a feeling for this body, that which you have labeled a body. It feels like it exists in a world, that which you have labeled a world. It feels like it is breathing. All the different things and people in this labeled world, they're just symbols, constructed ideas representing energy flowing. Reading karma, we can notice that the energy is often the strongest when we feel it as negative. And our resistance to that labeled negativity is where our egoic mind locks down over energy that wants to move through, but we resist it. We resist because of our habitual, compulsive egocentricity. But by understanding that all things are empty of inherent existence, including ourselves, we can let go of it all. And so the freedom opens up. Have a deep sigh. And open your eyes. So we've done 4 of the 8 verses, and we'll do the other 4 in the next session. It's quite natural that we'll need to work on these insights repeatedly over time, acclimatize ourselves to those feelings, and learn to let go of our fears and doubts. Anyway, that's the work we're doing. Thank you very much.